All right. Hello, internets. So I'm going to be doing a live session today solo, my first solo live session. And in this video, what I want to do is tidy up some of the code that we've been writing in the back end. Specifically, I wanted to ensure that, we're using the correct models in our backend. So FastAPI, the backend API that we're using to do to build our backend, has the option to specify input models and output models. So for example, here in this example, there's this create item method, and it takes as input one of these items. And so this model allows us to have a definition for the object that's going to be sent to us from the web. So it allows us to essentially specify an API. And this is useful for when we're using the docs here. We can get the schema for the input and the output. So what I want to do is tidy up our existing models. And maybe we can also define response objects as well. The way that that's done is like this. So there's like a response model equals something. But yeah, let's not talk too much about it. Let's just try and do it. All right. So let's start with main. So in main, we have a few things. Let's just go through it real slowly to see. So we have this one here, the list games. So in the last stream, we were using this sort of just to get an example of a set of games. This is fine as is. We'll leave that alone because we're not going to keep that long term. And here's our first, the first API that we want to improve. So we have create game, and this is a post to /game. So the first thing I wanted to do here was maybe rename this to create game or create. So this is API /create. And instead of nickname here, what I want this to be is the create game object. So we can rename this to create game. And this will be the request object. So let's just go like this and call this request. Sorry, that's not what I meant. This one here needs to be request. We can print the request. And now we can say request.nickname. So that looks good. And the response here is a game object, one of these game objects. So if we want, we can make a model out of that too. But for now, let's just make create game work the way we want. So we have our create game base model, request object, and then we return a response. Then we have a join game, which also gets a nickname, a game code, and a string. So again, we want to change this to the request. So we can just type REQ here. Yeah, this is looking cleaner now. So we have a create game, we have a join game, and we have this old WebSocket test. What we can do to simplify some of this stuff is maybe move the code that is sort of temporary and put them next to one another. Or maybe what we might want to do is move this code sort of into a long-term, like maybe a temp.py file at some point. I think for now this is okay. Let's verify that the API works still. So let's head over to our FastAPI. So we have modified list games. We can make sure that this still works. Looks good. It's currently empty. Join game. So in our join game, so in order to join game, we first need to we need to log in. So we can use this tool. Let's see here. If I need to grab my auth token. Just grab it from here and authorize. So now I should be able to create and join a game. So let's try out creating a game. Execute. All right, that succeeded. Now if we list games, call the list games API, we should now see the game I just created, BBAF. That looks good. Now let's we need to be able to test if I can join a game. That's going to be slightly harder because I can only log in as one person at a time. I wonder if there's a way around that. Well, we can just hope that it works for now. And at some point we'll probably have to write tests. But this looks okay. All right, so we have create game working. That's up here. Now let's see what happens if I try to join and I'm already a user. We probably didn't check this before. We should prevent a user from doing that. But let's say I was Chad instead of Shad. And the game code should be this BBAF. BBAF, execute. Yeah, so it allowed me to do that. But let's see what happens. So if it allowed me to do that, yeah, interesting. So I was able to join the game twice. And now I have two separate users. So that should probably not be allowed. That's definitely a security concern. So we'll need to make sure we don't allow people to join multiple times. So let's add a little to-do here. To-do. Don't allow a user to join a game they're already a member of. All right. But it was useful to see that the join is working correctly. Okay. Next, I didn't really like that this G, that we just used the letter G here, but the reason why I couldn't call it game was because I was importing game from here. Import auth, import game. So is there a way around that? Let's see. Where do I use auth? Okay, so auth has multiple methods. I'm calling game has, let me see, game is referred to there. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what our auth looks like. Okay, we can come back to that one later. For now, let's just finish. Let's finish setting up these models. So I like the model, the method and the model to live next to one another. I think it's easier to understand. Here's token. Okay, and what I want is, instead of auth here, I want this to be a login request. And then this token is the response. So we should call this login response. Nice. Let's verify that this still works. Yeah, we can verify that this still works by, we need to log out first. So one way to do that is session storage, remove item auth, and then if we refresh the page, I'll be logged out. So I can log back in. Let's go log in as this. All right, so login still works. That's good. Okay. Next. API get me. Okay, this is also a method I don't need. We'll just leave it there though. That's fine. Take a look at game now. So game has these old methods that we're no longer really using. So I think we can safely get rid of this stuff. We don't need to keep around code that's this old. Let me make sure. So this was using the state object. Yeah, don't think we need this. We're eventually going to need this later, but keeping it around in code is kind of fragile. Let's put it in our README. So we can put this under an example game state. Example game state. Python. Well, actually, this is JSON. Oh. No, let's leave it as Python because I'm calling a method here, generate deck of cards. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, save that. All right, and we've removed. Yeah, let's move this as well. We don't need this. If we ever need it again, we'll have the code in the README file. We can delete that later if we don't need it, or refer to it later as we need to. All right, cool. Don't need that. So now we're inside of our game.python file, we just have our game class. So that's good. Auth.py, looks like we have some imports we're not using. Let's get rid of these. Not using this either. WebSocket. All right. Let's see if there's anything else we need to. Yeah, so the purpose of the me, let me double check that this is useful still. Let's reload this page. Oh, need to put my token back in. That's this one. And let's hit me, try it out. And we get back the user that's logged in. Yeah, I don't really need this anymore. I mean, it was useful to see the available information, but wait, is this used by anything? Oh, it might be used by, oh yeah, this might be used by the front end in the lobby. Let's do a search. Anything that uses API me? Yeah, it is being used in the front end. Yeah. Okay, so we can't delete that. That's an actual part of the API that's in use. All right, good to know. Okay, so there's our game. And in main, yeah, okay. This looks fine so far. Let's do the next bit now. So we have our join game. Oh, yeah, this should be join game request, just as this is the create game request. And then there is a response object that we need as well. So let's see if we can get this part to work. This is kind of, interestingly enough, like the create game request is unique to the create game. The join game request is unique to the join game, but both create game and join game need to return a response that has the same model for both create game and join game, right? There is game ID and game code for create game and join game. So we can use the same response object. Yeah, let's see if I can, let's try and do that. So we'll just say class yeah, actually, okay, hold on. Since that's the case, we'll have create game, join game, and then let's have a get game or retrieve game. Yeah. We can class retrieve. I think I like get game base model. And in this we have a game ID of type string and a game code of type string. And so create game all right, and join game. They both return get game objects. Let's make the code, make this window a little bigger. There we go. Save that. All right, so we haven't changed any okay, so I think, so now we should be able to say return get game, and then we say game ID is equal to game ID, and game code equals game code. And then we can do away with this. Let's make sure that it still works. So we'll just say paste my token, and let's call create game. Oh yeah, try it out. Nickname is shad execute. All right, that's awesome. That just worked. Beautiful. And what does the schema look like? That's weird. Oh, these are old responses, I see. Aha. So this is the create game. Oh, I think, oh, you know what? Hold on. So if I go to, so I think the way that we're supposed to specify the response model is like this. Let's try. So I think we want to say response model is a get game. Let's do the same for that other one at the top. And I guess we don't need to put this here. Yeah, let's remove it and see. Save. All right, let's try again. So that's the create game. Try it out. Shad. Oh, forgot to authenticate myself. Authorize, execute. So here is There we go. Now we have a nice schema on the output here. Cool. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do the same here then. Just say return get game. Same thing actually. Or let's grab this, paste that here, and we just want to say game ID equals game ID game code equals request dot game code. Done. All right. That looks tidier. All right, now for the game. Yeah, you know, I like that I can import game at the top level. Yeah. Oh, but I'm not using this. This just contains a game. It does not contain. Yeah, okay. Error there. So I don't actually need to import the API and include it in the router from game because there is no APIs defined there. So we can remove that. And then what we can say is just say from game, import game. If we do it this way, then down here, I just say create a new game, and I can use the full name game. This is fixed now. Nice. So create game. This is now simpler. I like it. Oh, typing optional is no longer used. Let's remove that. Okay, so that seems to be the order this wants things in. So we have import auth. Here's our auth. Okay, so that means this here needed to, we should use the same response model. Login response. And technically, this is the correct annotation for what's being returned. Oh, look at this. This is a mistake. Okay. Login response. Access token equals access token, comma, token type equals bearer. Beautiful. Save that. Yeah, I think I'll also do this, the response type to my API in main. We'll just basically do both. So arrow get game, and we'll do it here as well. Okay. All right, let's make sure everything works. Okay. Well, I should be able to, let's reauthorize from the start, sign in. Okay, login is working. That ensures that this login method worked. And create a game. Oop, yep, I broke that. API slash game 404 not found. So that's because we changed this from game to create. Yeah. Yeah. You know actually what I want to do here? I want this to be game slash create and game slash join. Wait, hold on. Right. Yeah. Actually, what I might want to do here, there might be better verbs, HTTP verbs for this. Let's check out something I like to look at is JSON API. Yeah, JSON API often has useful verbs. So I like to steal some of the ideas from here. Let's see if I can find some useful verbs really quickly. Right, so yeah, so I think what we actually want to do is have the pluralized version here, games, and then you typically would want to post to games if you want to create a game, and you would do something else, maybe like a patch to games when you want to join a game. So I think that's actually what we want. Let's see. So games. Let's try. Do I have the option to patch? All right. Okay, so if we do it this way, then in our front end for the lobby, we are going to say API to create a game. We are going to method post to API games. And if we want to join, we do patch to API games. Hope this is not confusing. All right, let's try creating a game again. All right, that worked. If we go back here, authorize, paste my token, and let's list the games. API games, try it out, execute. All right, here we are. Great. Now let's try and join a game. So we will say, try it out. Nickname is, let's try chat again. Game code is, oh, where's my game code? Seem to have lost it. Well, it'll be in the list. Just grab it from the list. RPXK. RPXK execute. Okay, that's succeeded. Let's list again. All right, cool. So it's working as before, even though this is a behavior we want to disallow. All right, cool. Let's use a let's try and join the game this way. So this should work because it's now sending patch to API games. And it works. It's beautiful. Let's list games again. All right, there we go. There we go. Same person 3 times. Cool. All right, I like it. All right. So we have the ability to create a game, join a game, and nice. All right. So the next thing I think I want to do is all of this stuff that has to do with I have the impression that I may want these methods that I've added to main to actually live in game. Because at this point, this game class doesn't really have much in it. Hold on, I'm getting notifications. Let me switch on Do Not Disturb. Okay. Right. So it may be the case we either don't want this, we can either leave this in this file, or we can move the things that have to do with game, like with games, out of main into game. The thing is, I don't know what main continues to own after that. So I'm going to say let's move game out of this file into main. No, I take it back. Let's just leave it. For now, this structure is fine. If we want to clean it up even more later, we can. For now, this is fine. All right. So everything's still working. You can join, you can host. All the APIs are tidy. We got good variable names. I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good. So let's just commit the changes that we've made, and we'll be good for the next time. So the next time, the plan will be in our lobby, after you create or join a game and you get the response payload, what we're going to do is redirect the URL to from the main page here to /games/your game ID. And that's how, so like once you've joined a game, we will persist in the app your game ID by sending you to a URL that keeps you in the game based on this. So that's what we'll do next time. For now, this looks good. So let's commit the changes. I'm going to try and do it with the UI today. Oh. It's an interesting user interface. Let's see. Poker front end. Let's do the back end first. So we're just going to say, ooh, we should pull first, just in case. I don't know how to do things. Is there a fetch? Yeah, never mind. Let's just put a message. So tidy up the API and fix variable names. And is that commit? Cool. I see. This is the button I want. Cancel. Okay, so that's going to push and pull this back-end code. And I have this one last change in lobby.jsx. So use the same commit. Push and pull. All right. Okay, that's it. I think I achieved what I wanted to do in this stream. No viewers. That's sad. Maybe one day I'll have some. But for all the future internet users, thanks for watching. Bye.